During a speech in New Hampshire today, Donald Trump went with all sorts of insane, unhinged talking points and rants. We want to share a few of them with you, starting with, well, an unfortunate portion of his speech where he decided to attack Chris Christie, viciously so. Let's watch.
No, Christie's he's eating right now. He can't be bothered. Sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him. See, I'm trying to be nice. Don't call him a fat pig. You can't do it. You can't do that. So now, because you're not allowed to do that, and therefore we're not going to do it, okay?
Listen, I get that Chris Christie isn't in the best shape. I totally get that.
Do you?
However, homeboy looks real sweaty and rotund himself.
100%.
Okay? I'm just saying, like, the lack of self-awareness is amazing to me.
Yeah.
But okay, all right, you wanna throw stones from your glass house, have at it.
But look, so I throw stones too, but every time I mention I'm in a glass house, it's obvious, right? You have to be a little bit self-aware. And so I kid around about how Chris Christie and I are both overweight New Jerseyans. And so I can say things about him. But Trump has a giant tire around his.
It's got a little bit of a fupa.
I don't even know what that is. I'm learning a lot of things today, okay? And so he's got that tire around his gut, and you see him when he's golfing, he's swinging that tire around and stuff. And he's a hot, sweaty mess. And brother, I've been there, okay? But when you're a hot, sweaty mess and you're carrying around this lumpy tire and stuffing your face full of McDonald's, and go, oh, look at that fat pig. Come on, dude. Come on, we can all see you. We have eyes.
The crowd didn't really seem to buy it though. Like they're yelling, they're yelling, and I can't hear what the crowd's saying. I'm sure there are some members of that crowd that loved it and they were yelling things in support of what Trump was saying. But it wasn't like what you would expect at let's say a Trump rally, where he would say something like that and the crowd goes wild, there's laughter, they're enjoying it. Like the one area where I will admit Trump seems to shine, and I hate even having to bring this up in this context.
Sweating?
Well, he does certainly shine in the area of sweating, sure. From the standpoint of sweat, from the standpoint of perspiration. No, but he's really good at being an attack comic.
Yeah, he's that what was it, the comic insult comic dog? Yeah, man, I butchered that. Conan used to have him, and Trump had him retire because
What's the point of the insult dog when Trump can be the top dog in that area? And he certainly is. I mean, he's good at that.
Yes.
Again, the crowd didn't seem to love what he said there.
I think they were angry at Christie. That's the sense I got. But we're just guessing here.
Yeah, we are.
You guys, you can see the video for yourselves. But that's a classic Trump thing that he does. Oh, sir, don't call him a fat pig. We're not allowed to call him a fat pig anymore. He does that all the time.
Yeah.
So whenever he wants to call someone something dirty, he listens to the audience. The minute somebody says something, he's like, oh, we're not calling them that. He does it to women all the time. In this case, he's doing it to Chris Christie. By the way, Chris Christie was the person who led his transition team when he became president in 2016. He asked for Chris Christie's advice throughout his presidency. Chris Christie was the first person to endorse him among the Republicans in 2016. And as usual with Donald Trump, when folks actually work with him for a while, they come with their screaming out of the room with their hair on fire, going, no, the guy's a lunatic, get out, right? And so this is my favorite stat in a while. Out of the 44 cabinet members that Donald Trump had, only 4 are backing him now. The other 40 are like, no, not him. Either they're staying silent or they're massively turned against him. Remember when he said, oh yeah, I hire the best people. I'm gonna hire great people. Now he says that every person he hired is a fat pig and terrible and stupid and the worst of the worst. Well, at a bare minimum, the jury's in on whether Trump's a good manager. He's apparently a terrible manager, at a minimum.
Now, during the same speech, he lashed out at Fani Willis because he is expecting a 4th indictment coming from the state of Georgia over his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. So he's angry about it. But he also alleges in the exact same speech that the indictment is actually going to be beneficial for him in this presidential election, and then pits the other primary opponents against one another. Let's take a look at the video and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
And in the morning consult that just came out, I wanted to see, because every time you get indicted, I like to check the polls, because one more indictment that I think this election's over. One more. No, it's horrible. You get indicted for nothing. Can you imagine a guy? Let's indict my opponent. This becomes a third world country. The latest morning consult poll has us far ahead. We're at 59%, and the others are at like 12. One is at 12. I think that's the sanctimonious, but he's rapidly being caught by Ramaswamy. Who's good?
Who's good? So Vivek Ramaswamy is experiencing a little bit of a rise in the polls. DeSantis is just, his campaign's flailing. And in fact, he just fired and replaced his campaign manager. Yet another sign that his campaign is struggling. So what Trump was responding to there was the fact that Ron DeSantis very mildly, I mean, I found it so boring we didn't even cover it yesterday, admitted, yes, of course Trump lost the election, and Daddy Trump don't like that. So this is what happens when you enable someone. When you enable someone like Trump and you tell him everything he wants to hear, and you back yourself up into a corner where suddenly you find yourself in a position where you want to, tell the truth about Trump. He's not going to like it, and he's gonna come after you, and that's exactly what Trump is doing here, which is probably part of the reason why, up until this point, Ron DeSantis wanted to kind of stay away from even addressing Trump or naming names when he was talking about Trump.
Yeah, so I think it's Vivek Ramaswamy because I had a professor named Ramaswamy in college. But I like the way you guys said it.
How did I say it?
You said it like him. Because he said it.
He said it wrong.
Yeah.
And, okay, so he said it incorrectly. And I thought to myself, that's not how you say it. And then I repeated it that way.
I know, that's what I was when we watched too much Trump.
I actually really like Vivek Ramaswamy's name.
Yeah, it's a fun name.
It's a good name.
Yeah, my professor taught finance and I couldn't keep up. And he would just put slide after slide after slide, and he'd go, "Are you with me, baby? Are you with me?"
No, really?
Yes. And he would say that was his catchphrase. And I kept thinking the whole time, I'm nowhere near you, baby. You lost me like 7 slides ago. Okay, the other rugby guys tried to help me. There was no, I switched out of the class, I couldn't do it. Anyways, okay, back to these guys. So the reason why he thinks Ramaswamy is good is because Ramaswamy refuses to attack Trump. Even though we have quotes from him during 2016 saying Trump's the worst, now that he's running to be his lapdog, he's like, I'll be a good boy, I'll be a good boy. And that's Trump going, good boy, good boy, good boy.
I think he's hoping, well, okay, so I covered this on a day when you weren't here, but I think Ramaswamy is kind of keeping his powder dry with Trump and Trump's base, with the hopes that with all these indictments that Trump is dealing with, if Trump drops out for whatever reason, that will put Ramaswamy in a good position to kind of tap into the MAGA base. He might also be positioning himself for VP, who knows?
Yeah, and Kari Lake probably has that locked up, but our cabinet position. So that's it's a very standard political strategy that Ramaswamy has. Go into a race, get tons of name recognition, don't attack the guy who's likely to win, and get a cabinet position. So it's very standard. Look, that guy's got nerd written all over him. And I know nerds like that. And they're like, I'm gonna get ahead. I'm gonna impress my parents. I'm gonna get ahead. So he's just lying now nonstop. He knows that Trump's a terrible guy and he's covering it up because he wants to get ahead.
I mean, Trump's upset with Ron DeSantis simply saying, of course Trump lost the 2020 election. Ramaswamy's book has several excerpts where he's much more vicious about the fact that Trump lost the 2020 election.
But he won't say it now because What'd you call him? A weak bitch? Weak bitch? We don't call him a weak bitch. We don't call him that, okay? We don't. Okay, we're not supposed to call him that, and so we're not calling him that. And last thing, I like how Trump's like, can you believe they're indicting? They say they want to lock up the person they're running against. Yeah, I can't believe it because you got every crowd of yours to chant in 2016, lock her up, lock her up.
Speaking of which, Hillary Clinton came up in the context of this speech. Surprising commentary from Trump. Let's watch.
I even changed his name. I took it away from Hillary. We call him Crooked Joe. Instead of Sleepy Joe, we call him Crooked Joe. I retired it. That was a great day for Hillary. Instead of Crooked Hillary, I said, we're removing the name from Crooked Hillary. Now we call her Beautiful, Beautiful Hillary. She's a beautiful woman. And we're giving it to Biden because he's a crooked person. But out of respect for the office, I would never have said that to this extent. And I never did. But now they indicted your president.
They indicted him.
Yeah. So look, guys, if he was just a stand-up comic and he wasn't a dangerous fascist, this guy would be hilarious. So I get why the crowds like him. They indicted your president. I mean, like
now I call her Beautiful Hillary.
Yeah, and he's like, and he's so unintentionally hilarious because he thinks that the word crooked is clever. He's like, I used to call her Crooked Hillary, but we're now going to call Biden Crooked Biden. That's not remotely clever. It's not even within 1,000 miles of clever.
I thought Sleepy Joe was pretty good.
Sleepy Joe on the other was not bad. The Sanctimonious, horrible, right?
Meatball Ron, excellent.
Low Energy Jeb, that was good work, okay?
Little Marco.
Little Marco was perfect.
He came to me with tears in his eyes.
So I used to call Marco Rubio a boy. So look, sometimes he gets it right on the insult comic dog stuff,
yes.
Right? But he always thinks he's way smarter and way more clever than he actually is. He's like, get it? Now I'm calling him crooked. No, I don't get it. I know where you're going with. Oh, he's corrupt and Hunter Biden's laptop and stuff, but it's not clever.
I'm a very stable genius.
If you say so, brother.
Definitely, yeah.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.